Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree on anything. Which side will you choose? This
Welcome
is
to
The
The Divide.
Divide.
With
We're
Mike
here,
and
Philly Cat.
Corey. That's your boy Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny. And so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
And here we are, Philly Divide live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly. But if you're in Trenton, it's 104.1. Or listen to us on your favorite iHeartRadio app. Crazy week in sports and everything
I just
else.
love, like, you refuse to change it. Just listen to us on your favorite iHeartRadio app.
I just love it.
Like, there's multiple ones.
It's only one, but it's your favorite, you guys. We
it's
know it's
your favorite.
Your
yeah,
favorite.
yeah. The way I hear it is
It's
like,
like your favorite.
there's multiple ones. Like, there's an iHeart Blue, iHeart Red,
I mean,
iHeart
look, dude,
Green.
hold on. If there's not, maybe we can come up with a few, make a couple bucks. You know what I mean?
There was like an iHeart Kids.
Nah, we don't belong on that one, buddy. Sorry. That's not us.
We got kids, but we don't belong on
I
it.
know, barely, dude. You know what's weird is like I don't have to worry about it now, or I don't know. I was told that I do, but I'm not going to.
Gotcha.
Watching my mouth around my kid it's nah. I'll worry about that at like 2.
Yeah, that's fair. Peyton and I have a thing. I don't want to really share it on the air, but she's allowed to say one specific word whenever her mom's out of town.
Oh,
And her mom was out of town like all this month, so geez, like trying to
Like,
detox her off that word.
one a day.
Yes, just one time.
Damn, man, that's like better than opening a present on Christmas Eve.
It's honestly, it's a lot of fun too. Like it's really cool. It's a cool way to be a dad.
So Jenny goes out of town,
Uh-huh.
and you're like, all right, so once a day you
Right.
get to say it and it could be a different word every day.
No, God, I'm not teaching her. No, there's one word that she overheard me say.
Oh, and she could just consistently say it.
Now it's our inside joke. We
Man,
say
that
it.
could be some of the funniest stuff.
Yeah,
that could
it's
make for
close to
great content.
stuff. It's the
Oh, it is.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
nice.
close to saying the word stuff for sure.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna
Kind of
do?
like the
Stuff
stuff
happens.
stuff about sports
Stuff
that pulls out.
Oh, those losers. I'm kidding. All right, let's get into it a little bit because there was some football news, there's some baseball news, there's just some news. Let's talk first. Jim Harbaugh.
The
is,
anti-chicken guy, right?
I
Is
thought
this
that
the
was-
which
yeah,
one
Jim,
is
Jim's
Jim
anti-chicken.
is anti-chicken.
Yeah, John's just cool with everything.
Yeah.
Jim's anti-chicken.
Jim hates chicken.
You know what's crazy though is he was in Michigan for 9 years.
It doesn't feel
Does
like
not
9
feel
years.
like 9.
No,
I think it
that's-
was 9 years.
No, it couldn't have been because
yes.
we talked about the chicken fiasco when he was the last time he was an NFL football coach. He was not there for 9 years. I would say like 4, maybe 5. 5 tops, bro. 5 tops. Book it. Every time he does this, I have to now explain myself to the audience. Like I'm gonna prove him wrong. It's absolutely wrong. We talked about the chicken fiasco
Harbaugh
when we first started
spent
this.
his last 9 years at his alma mater as head football coach for the University of Michigan.
That makes no sense.
When did he make the chicken thing though? Was he had to have been
2015?
he had to have been at Michigan when he made the chicken?
We've been doing this podcast for too long. That's what I just found out. Like, no, I don't think he was there for 9 years. If he was, shout out. to
yeah,
him.
he was with the
That was
Niners
the
from
fastest 9 years of my life.
2011 to 2014 was when he was with the Niners, and then he went to Ohio. He went to Michigan from 15 to just
Wow.
now.
He cheated. He won. Now he's out.
I know, isn't that crazy?
It is. It
Like-
is. Like, is that gonna like also like?
Nobody cares in the NFL about that.
I guess not.
It's like they overlook steroids. They're gonna overlook all.
Oh, who
this. It's not
cares?
gonna be- Anyway,
Yo,
Chargers. I mean, he played for the
Yeah.
Chargers back in the day. He's
Great
gonna be good.
iPhone accessory.
The Charger. It's amazing. They keep changing the plug though.
Oh man. It's so stupid. Such a dumb name.
So Jim's a good football coach. We all agree. He's got a young team. You know, he's vested because that's where he's played. I mean, he coached Michigan. That's where he played. And now he's coached the Chargers, and he had a winning record as head coach. He even faced off against Baltimore, his brother, in
Yep.
a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
which was Flacco against Kaepernick.
So that had to be 14.
Flacco's ring. That was 2000 and.
Feels like yesterday. This sucks, man. Don't get old, people out there. Don't get old.
Yeah, seriously. Anyway, but so he's back in the NFL, and our friend Billy B, Bill Belichick, still searching for that head coaching job. Raheem Morris, heavily rumored, not announced yet. I guess it's announced by now. Has been offered that Atlanta Falcons head coaching job.
Yeah,
DC for the Rams.
Crazy.
I want to know what happened. Like, you have Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Can you did they not want to pay him?
Dude,
It's got to be money.
Like, maybe it's because they're forced to interview a minority coach and they were just blown away by it. So who knows? That Rooney Rule, obviously helped Mike Tomlinson. So maybe it's the same exact thing. Hopefully it is, or because it is a weird rule, but it's necessary, right? So
I understand the rule, and I think it's a great thing, but it's dude, you have Bill Belichick. You have all that experience. You have 7 championships in the last 15 years.
A lot of baggage and a lot of demands and a lot of situations.
I think it came down to in my mind it came down to money.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
Just because you don't you know what I mean? There is some baggage. There's the rumors with the cheating and all that stuff when Big Billy was in charge of New England was there. But
Billy, I love it.
It's to me, if you have Bill Belichick with another young team that I don't know, man.
I don't like him. I don't know.
I'm not.
I don't knock him. I don't like him. I wouldn't. Would you be excited if he replaced your guy?
Hell yeah.
In
Absolutely.
Miami, really?
Absolutely.
Really?
Because I think the one thing they lacked was discipline. I think they did.
No. He doesn't bring discipline. He's an angry grandpa. That backfires. We're talking about discipline. Didn't he have murderers on his team? One, yeah.
Just one.
Sorry, one. Right?
Ray Rice.
Gronk,
Ray Rice, not
Gronk
Rice.
had discipline.
Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis.
That's the Ravens.
Allegedly,
yeah. Let's chill.
That's just look. All I'm trying to say is he's a Hall of Fame coach.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
No doubt.
And he can bring a championship to a program. Not to say that Raheem Morris can't. He definitely probably can, but you have Bill Belichick's experience. Come on.
But also he's a product of Bill Parcells, and eventually that time wears out, and maybe he's getting that Parcells treatment, and maybe he won't have a job after this. Maybe he'll have a role, like I said, Tom Coughlin had or has down in Florida. So it's for me it just doesn't get my juices going thinking, oh, I got Bill Belichick now. Really, honestly, it just means we overspent for a coach.
I disagree.
Okay, cool.
Disagree. So, which leads me to my next question. That was pretty much his best opportunity at a head coaching job.
Yeah, everybody thought that was it.
Is he officially out of this 2024-25 coaching loop, or do you see him taking a lesser role to be a part of a program? He ain't going to. He's not going to the media.
He's not taking a lesser role. And he's obviously not going to the media. I'd rather see him sit out and be like, "Yeah, you wish you had me."
Could you imagine if he was on football?
No,
Fox's football countdown.
What would you do, Bill? I'm not going to tell you that.
No.
It's none of your damn business what I would do.
We just get together.
What are you going to ask me? What I voted next?
Yeah.
I
want to see him with a suit tie jacket with the sleeves cut off and a hood. That's what I want to see.
I want to see him coaching the Pro Bowl.
Why?
Because it sucks anyway.
There's no coaching in the Pro Bowl.
So terrible. It's so terrible.
Even so, the Pro Bowl's coming, guys. It's a couple weeks away, and we talk about this every year. And it's nobody watches the Pro Bowl.
Right.
The actual game itself doesn't matter. I know guys get money now if they win or lose or whatever. It's
correct.
And it's not just football that has this issue. Every single sport, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I would say baseball.
Of course, I knew.
Yeah, of course you
did.
did.
As soon as you paused. You will baseball.
This studio is built off of baseball.
And I agree with you.
Thank you, buddy.
I think baseball is probably...
But it's also because there's nothing else to do.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
You're in the
Home Run Derby
middle of July.
Home Run Derby still has that
energy.
Of
course. And I think, the NHL, the NFL, they're doing these skills competitions to mimic what Major League Baseball has done for years and to try to make it interesting. More people tune into the Home Run Derby than they do the actual All-Star game themselves.
And look, steroids and just the enhancement of human beings has taken away the dunk contest because like anybody could just do it. Like when Jordan dunked from the foul line, it was like unbelievable. Now they could do it like half court. Like, so there's not, I'm being facetious, but like it's not as cool as it once was.
Are you
like in the 90s, the dunk contest was so cool. There's one with Griffey, Bonds, and like all the MLB guys doing a dunk
They do like a
contest.
non-NBA player
Yeah,
dunk contest.
It was unreal.
with MLB players from the 90s who definitely did steroids.
Yeah.
So steroids definitely enhanced the dunk contest for
For a little bit.
for Major League Baseball players.
That's why and the football players just were like, how can we do this but not get caught?
No,
You know, like,
I mean, dude, there's you heard it from Todd. The balls for the home run derby are completely juiced too.
Yeah,
so it's like,
absolutely.
which is fine if that's
Who
gonna get people to
cares?
watch.
It's a circus
who
watch.
cares,
Yeah,
man?
it's a circus
That's,
watch.
and I've made this argument across the board. Just let them take steroids. Everybody will watch. I know you hate it because you're a baseball purist, and I know you hate it when I say that. But I'm saying, dude,
Not a
just legalize it. Let them all take steroids. It'll be the greatest games you'll ever watch.
I feel like they still are. It's just like synthetic. Like the chemist got it right.
Oh yeah, there's
to where
legal
it's less
versions
harmful.
where it's pretty much
right.
absolutely.
They're not like freaking
Absolutely.
trying to kill people with roid rage and stuff.
Yeah.
But
called
you
like
know,
ashwagandha or whatever. I'm
I
kidding. That's
don't-
like a
I don't know. You know that stuff. That's why you look so great.
no. Stop it. Stop it. Not me.
I
No,
do
man.
want to like. So this is my last year, year and a half of being in my 30s, and I do like my motivation is like how great your brother looked on his 40th. So I am slowly trying to. I want to mimic that, but like. I'm like, I'm gonna start Monday, and then it's a snow day. I'm like, all right, I'll start Tuesday.
It's not hard. Here's
And
what you
then
do.
Yeah,
You got to leave your wife and kid. 'Cause
Yeah,
you'll
that's
have
fair.
so much more free time
That's fair.
to work out.
no, that's awful.
No, that's terrible. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, it's tough. Now, I mean, with the snow and all that, it was a bad week last week for even me, man.
Milk was a bad choice.
Milk was a bad choice. We I want to get into this
Mm-hmm.
because I forget why we got on the topic of the conversation,
Mm.
but we were talking time travel yesterday, and I'm gonna try to be as radio compliant as possible. Do you remember how we got on this conversation? We were talking about our younger selves. I think we were just talking about the like getting old,
yes,
our younger
yes,
selves,
That's exactly.
and
What we would do
right.
if we could.
And we talked
Yeah.
we talked time travel last week. Was it last week with Stephen Hawking or
Yeah,
2 weeks ago?
a little
whatever
bit.
it was.
Yeah.
And like how he invited people to this party and no one showed up, but they probably didn't show up because they knew he'd get caught for that weird stuff he was accused of and all that. But like, it's like if there was time travel,
Right.
and it was hysterical because I told Mike the first thing I would do
Mm.
is go back to my younger self, and like knowing what I know now, I would use time
Time travel
so bad.
to benefit.
Time
hooking up
travel
with
for
women.
me. This is the first thing I thought of. I was like,
Yeah.
man, if I had a time machine, I would just go back and I would punch everybody in the face that I wanted to punch and just hook up with chicks.
Yeah,
all
that's
I
exactly
said.
what he said.
It wasn't like I would
Yeah.
try to cure cancer
Yeah.
or
I would have
play
been in
winning
more
lottery.
fights. I would have beat up more people, like as if you weren't as big of a D word when I first met
Well,
you.
you know what it is though,
Uh,
because like growing up, as many scuffles as we would get into, like
Bro.
you still like we still got punished for it. It's not
If
like
it
I
wasn't-
was scot free.
I can't tell you how many people hated your guts, and then
Probably still do.
they were like, Corey was pretty nice today. And like I didn't have the heart to tell him you had a twin freaking brother. Like it was like Corey was great. I had lunch with them. I was like, bro, that was Bert. That wasn't Corey. Like you know,
Actually a true
like
story.
It's so factual. It's ridiculous. This guy, like if you ever saw my mom was deep. If you ever like I had asthma as a kid, so I was always home like all the goddamn time. And freaking I would have to watch the soap operas. And there was a one guy who played a twin. This old guy, and literally he was just an angry D word when he was this one character, and then he was this jolly guy when he was the other one. That's you and your brother, especially as kids. It's now meshed to where you both are kind of both jerks.
Say it.
Yeah.
Say it. Yes.
But back then it was just one, and the other one was like hella nice, and it was just like so many people would come up to me and was like, yeah, you know what? I finally sat down with Corey, and he was a great guy. And I'm like, yo, that wasn't Corey.
Oh man. I was just, you know what it is, dude. I was just on this rant, and I was like, no, I don't want the winning lottery
wanna
numbers.
fight
I don't
more
want
people.
this.
So in
I just
other
wanna
words,
go back and
Corey
just-
wants to go back in time and punch little Mike Powers in the face. Like, that's what
Oh,
you
there's
wanna do.
never been a time
While
I wanted to
while I'm
punch you.
sweeping. Like that's
Some
the
of
other.
your friends I've wanted to punch, but not you.
The first time I met you, I'll never forget it. They just promoted you. I was promoted a month before, right? They just promoted you in your position at theme park, in Jackson.
That's right. I was
And,
successful from the start.
You came up with a great idea where you could still wear your yellow tag, but they would put your title underneath it. Or your Mark did,
One
whoever
of
your
them
boss
did.
was.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah,
came. They're like, Mike, this is a great idea. You don't have to wear a tag. Now we could identify you as a minor and also as a leader. And I was like, that sounds terrible.
That's the weirdest thing. So so the theme park we worked at,
right.
they would give you different color name tag depending on what your age was,
yeah.
which is do they still do that?
I mean, I feel like the world should do that a little bit. Like,
No.
yeah, it's kind of weird.
No,
it's like,
yeah, I'm the
Yeah.
opposite. Like
Yeah.
from a people are crazy perspective. Like
yeah,
no.
yellow was 14, 15
14,
year
15
olds.
because we started working early.
Yeah, then they made green tags, which was 16, 17 year olds.
and then
and then
black tags
was 18 and above. Any other color tag was 18 and above. So once you got promoted, you became a red tag.
Yeah, it
or
didn't
a
matter
blue
your
tag,
age for
and
the
it didn't
longest
matter
time.
your age, and then
Until they were
inserts
like,
Corey.
oh, we can just engrave this on the bottom of your tag, and then
Yeah.
you got to sit there and. Dude, when you're the manager, it doesn't matter. You can have someone that's 35 years old on your staff, and you got a 15-year-old telling a 35-year-old what
So
to do.
I'd like to go back in time and slap whoever. That's the first time I was introduced.
I'll go back with
to you. Yeah,
There's a lot of people in that place I'd like to
So-
go back and smack around.
Also, like, very concerning as a company if you're hiring Mike and Corey, 15 years old, to be your managers.
I wouldn't hire me right now.
I know. Like, we're 15. They're like, you know what? You should run this place.
We need a good head on their shoulders around here.
There was no leadership to
Oh
be
my
found.
God. Bro, what would you do with a timer?
So what I wouldn't do, and we kind of realized this on our call yesterday, was I wouldn't want, like, we were like, oh, I'd go back and save. Oh, that's right. To stop 9/11 or like any tsunamis, like any time there was a horrible situation. And then you realize, one, nobody would believe you.
Absolutely not.
Nobody would believe you. Your phones wouldn't work, or any proof of it wouldn't work, because now you're just back in time, wearing some weird clothes. Now probably the same clothes I was wearing back then. But the fact is, nobody would believe you. And then after that horrible event occurred,
You'd be arrested on the spot. You'd be
you're
arrested.
now
Let's
you're
just
now
use 9/11
Yeah.
as the example.
Exactly.
Like, dude, 2001, like no smartphone. There's
No.
no like you
Yeah.
go back, your credit cards don't work. You got no phone. You're trying to explain to the Pentagon, hey, this is about to happen. They're gonna be
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, buddy. And then it happens.
Yo, and then-
they immediately arrest you.
And then I share this with my brother, and he shows me a picture of me as a kid crying, looking at a piece of paper. Like, he's like, I think you did go back in time and you tried to warn everybody because you're so distraught. It's like, there's going to be a national like disaster, and you can't stop it
Bro.
because nobody's listening to you. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, it really, when you think about time travel and you think about like what you could do and what you couldn't do, there's a lot more that would get you in trouble if you open your mouth than
Tell you what I
than
would
would
do
help.
though.
What's that?
I'd do the Back to the Future stuff and get that sports almanac and just bet heavy.
Oh,
All my money.
yo, are
Forget
you
playing the
kidding
lottery,
me?
dude. I would bet so heavy.
I'd just be like, wake me up in 10 years when gambling's allowed.
I just like to go back to last Sunday where I lost all the money
Oh.
I won on Saturday.
This is my first week I took an L
Yeah.
since the Super Bowl.
I hate you. I hate this kid so much. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, I cleaned up. I was batting 1,000 from Saturday's games going in, and I was like, when you like literally like 5 for 5 with bets, and I was like, I cannot lose, and I went and I took all of that money and was like, I'm on fire, bro. You
Yeah.
can't touch me. I got Sunday's games are a lock for me. I know exactly how it's going down, and I lost all of it.
Yeah, I went to the well too often. Like, I was so hooked on these defensive touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
Should have did the opposite and said nobody was getting one. I should have definitely faded that. But you live and you learn. So I don't know what I'm going to do this week, but
Big matchups. I mean,
yeah.
you got Kansas City and Baltimore,
sick.
and you got the Niners in Detroit, and the lines are actually pretty fair. I was just checking them the other day. There's nothing that really jumps out. Where
Yeah.
they're like, dude, you must let's face it, the Packers and the Lions line was just, they were insane this past
Yeah,
weekend.
Niners are at home. I feel like that kind of gives them an edge. I'm not faulting the Lions. Are new to this, right? Like they haven't been like they were always like Lions are going to be great. Lions are going to be great. Finally are great, but the Niners are the Niners.
Yeah, but the thing that's scary is, and I'm not discrediting Green Bay, but I think Detroit's a much better team now.
Sounds like you're
than
discrediting
Green Bay.
them.
I am.
Yeah.
I've been Green Bay gave Brock Purdy a lot of trouble. The Green
Yeah.
Bay defense and the Lion defenses. Now the thing that sucks is the Lions have the second to worst pass defense in the league at this point. So
Mhm.
if Brock Purdy, can turn it on, he's going to shred them. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Niners are giving 7s. It's hard for me to not take the Lions because I love a good underdog. But
Yeah, that's fair.
and then when it comes to Baltimore and Kansas City, I don't know who to root for.
I'm going Baltimore.
I'm rooting for a shirtless Jason Kelsey.
LJ.
Yeah.
LJ.
Yeah, and that's probably going to happen.
Jason Kelsey gave me flashbacks of Brace at the Sixers watch
Oh, my
party.
God, yeah.
And I instantly found the photo and I shared it.
Which was fantastic.
Ridiculous. Absolutely
Absolutely
ridiculous.
fantastic.
Shout outs to Brace too, man. Just cut a beautiful promo for playbooksproducts.com.
I tell you, man, shout out to him. He doesn't do it often, but when he decides to work, you guys, it really is. It's stupendous.
It's a thing of beauty.
It's amazing.
It reminds you why he's Brace. He reminds you why he's Brace.
Yeah, we got to
for
take
sure.
a quick break. Everybody stay with us. We got the rundown, first rundown of this year coming back. Stay with us. Divide Live, Fox Sports The Gambler.
Yeah, I don't have this YouTube world. I don't have this built into our system yet, but check out this promo. That's called Demo and Die, boys.
The Immaculate Reception, the Butt Fumble. Sports is more than just a game, it's memories in the making. Relive your favorite team's greatest moments with Playbook Products. Shop diagrammed clothing, coasters, mugs, and more at playbookproducts.com.
Yo, and let me tell you about Playbook Products. Like, I actually got my brother for his 30th, the Butt Fumble, and it's the coolest freaking framed item. It's in his basement. It's awesome. I have all the Mets coasters that I was gifted, and that's really where I found out about their website. But it's two brothers that started this site. It reminds me of Fast Break Coffee in a lot of ways. If you mess with our coffee,
Family owned, yeah.
it's family owned, it's brother owned, and it's just they're trying to make things happen. And we're gonna put them. And Brace is going to Vegas, and he's gonna promote the what out of that company. So really excited. Pretty awesome stuff. And that's pretty much my TED Talk on them.
Oh, that's great. And let's give a shout out to small businesses here. Let's keep parading this wing month of January. January's wing month. Definitely with football season, you got basketball and hockey going on, guys. It's time to step it up and shout out your favorite wing place. Support some small business. As always, every week we're gonna give a shout out to Chuck's Wings, right here on South Broad, Trenton, New Jersey. Probably the best wings in the area, guys. There's only one Chuck, and he does wings right. Go over. There's a million different flavors. Just the best wing in the area. You got to shout out to Chuck's Wings here.
And then if you're in the Toms River area, wings and things.
That's right.
We love wings and things and island smoothies. Always giving back to the community, but they have some amazing wings. And then also, hopefully for the Pro Bowl, we're working right now with Nick's Roast Beef to do the Wing Fest again.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Which is all the best wings in Philadelphia under one roof, and we do the play-by-play.
I can't. That would be great. I'd love to be there in person for the first time and get flipped off. For
Yeah.
you to be the
Dude, it
second
was
time.
nuts, man. But they were all so good. The sauces were unreal. Like it was,
Dude, and that's what it is. Like, I like a spicy wing, but like it's gotta have flavor.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And our job was to eat them all, like try one, and then like talk great about them. We didn't get to vote, and then yet we got flipped off.
Who votes?
The people.
The people vote.
The people vote.
It's like a chili
Yeah.
cook-off.
Yeah,
I get it.
not the Congress, not the panel, the people.
Is there an electoral college in this wing fest?
I don't know. Matt handed us the winners, losers, and then drove away. Literally could see him in the feed.
Smart man.
Like peeling off. He's
Smart
like, I'll see you
man.
later. He's like, do me a favor. In 5 minutes, announce this. And I look at the paper, and it's the winner. And I was like, in 5 minutes? He's like, yeah, 5 minutes. Like, exactly 5
I've
minutes.
called the police. They're already on their way.
Exactly. It was nuts. But, yeah, hopefully we're doing that for the Pro Bowl and doing some other awesome stuff at Nick's Roast Beef in New Haven, PA.
New Haven. All right, let's get back to it.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
Divide Live, Fox Sports The Gambler. Don't forget to check out our socials. Divide Live on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook.
You can check us out on your favorite Facebook.
Yeah, check us out on your favorite Facebook app. That favorite one of yours.
Oh, man.
And then, of course, YouTube, guys. They give us a shot, YouTube page, or, of course, the Fox Sports Gambler YouTube page. And we're live and in living color here. Let's do a rundown. We haven't done it yet this year, but there's some good stuff happening. And the first one is actually a question to you. And I don't know if you can do it.
Cares?
Well, you probably couldn't do it because of your job.
I was thinking that. Like, I know what you're going to ask me because I saw the same article, but go ahead.
So a company is paying people $10,000 if they can go without their phone for 1 month. It's called Siggy's Dairy. They're sponsoring what's called a, quote, digital detox challenge, offering $10,000 cash prize to 10 winners. Now, here's my first question. Is it 10,000 spread across 10 winners or 10,000 to 10 winners? Like they're doing $100,000 here?
Right.
I think it's got to be 10,000.
It's got to be 10,000 because I'm not doing it for 1,000.
No.
Right.
God, no. So 10 winners who commit to a month without their smartphone. Contestants, of course, age 18 or older, must submit a 100 to 500 word essay explaining why they need a detox that aligns with their brand philosophy. Winners receive the cash prize smartphone lockbox, replacement flip phone, and a prepaid SIM card so you can still call people. And 3 months of yogurt. I don't know. I guess the Siggy's Dairy ends up doing yogurt.
Yeah,
too, but
they're
it's
like, here's some
all right,
yogurt.
Here's where you lock up your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's you can still call people and it's prepaid. And then here's just 3 months of yogurt.
I don't
because
know
you're
why.
not-
I
you're
just
not-
pictured Aaron Rodgers in a dark room with yogurt for 3 months and no
like,
phone.
all that time you usually spend on your phone, just eat some yogurt.
It's like a
we gave you
treat.
we gave you 3 months worth because it's only going to last you 5 days.
You're
So
like looking at the yogurt, hoping it looks like a TikTok.
what would be your biggest challenge if you tried to do
Couldn't
this?
make it. First off, no disrespect to the $10,000, and that's a lot to an individual.
It's 1 month.
For a month.
It's just 1 month.
It's just 1 month. I would lose the rest of my year's salary in that 1 month. Like in sales, you cannot do that. In this world, you can't do that.
Well, for you,
Mhm.
like I got to think like, all right, other than social media and taking pictures of my kid, the only thing I use my phone for really is like GPS.
Okay.
So if
Live a
I
great
could just not, it's you know, I don't want to brag here, Mike, but it's something. But
I
like,
don't even use my phone. This will be cake.
No, it won't be. Well, I mean, you got to
Yeah.
think you have a flip phone.
I've heard Becca say you spend too much time on your phone.
Yeah, dude, I'm scrolling through social media nonstop.
yeah.
Nonstop. Could I
Yeah.
do without it? Of course I could.
Right.
I would hate it.
You're plotting ways to go back in time.
But like at work, I have my laptop in front of me most
Okay.
of the time. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't need my phone. It's not like a complete. And here's the thing, like here's the loophole here. Someone that works like in IT very well could be like, yeah, here's my phone, and then just be on the computer 24/7.
or an iPad. Yeah.
So
I was
it's
just
not
looking
like-
at look at all these devices
How much of
around
a
me.
detox is it? We need more. Like, there's such an easy way to cheat the system. Like, like you said, an iPad. All right, I locked my phone up, but I'm gonna sit in front of my iPad, in front of my TV that also streams and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think with that, yeah, I could do
And
it as
they're
long as.
but they're also giving you a prepaid.
Yeah.
phone?
So a prepaid phone. So it's like, you can probably text on it.
Yeah, if I had access to my email and people could still call me, and like so really you're just getting rid of all the apps on your phone.
Yeah, but
I
with
could-
you, you'd have to preview all the different
Yeah, I couldn't do
sponsors
it.
and stuff
I
like
couldn't
that.
do
You
it.
couldn't do it.
I quit. I quit my.
And you're
10K
right for
job.
10. And that's the thing. So how much would it take?
Yeah, 40 in
40
1 month.
in
Yeah,
1
and
month.
I'd take a hiatus. I'd be like, yo, hear me out. I'd
Yeah.
call boss man. I'd be like, hey Jeff, I'll give you 10. I'm getting 30.
I mean, they'll probably get like 10 college kids to do it to disconnect.
Of course. And
But-
I think it's good to disconnect, but I also think like disconnect on weekends. You know, can I do that thing where, you know, how people go to jail on weekends only? Did you know that was a thing?
To serve their time, yeah.
Yeah.
They decide to like they
Hey,
do a
you
little
just
piece.
do
If it's in like a
it.
non,
I didn't know that
if
was
it's a
like-
non-violent crime, they can check in like
You
Friday
just
night
go,
and leave
like-
Sunday night and be like, oh, there was 72 hours served. Okay.
I'm gonna try that next time I play Monopoly with Peyton.
I think they did that to like help with like the overcrowding of jail. So now
Yeah.
you can stay in it like it's a 5-star goddamn hotel. Just
Yeah,
like, oh,
hey, I'm
going to
checking
jail.
in.
All
Hey,
right.
I'll see you later, Bill.
Like, is it really jail at that point? If you're just
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll be back next week, guys.
Like-
Tell the murderers and rapists that I'll be. They're here all week. I gotta go. Like,
Also, like, you wouldn't have to worry about the shower incident because you could probably get away with showering Friday night.
you probably have a good business smuggling stuff in too, man. If they
Oh,
let you go,
dude.
seriously. You trying to say we should start that business?
No, I don't want to go. To
Yeah,
jail.
my bad. Your eyes
I'm
lit up.
dying to go
like, when
back.
we have a good idea. Your eyes lit up a little bit. I
Yeah,
thought maybe
no.
that was it.
No.
All right.
What else?
Kelly Kapowski turned 50. Well, I don't even know. Was that Tiffany Amber Thiessen? That's her name.
Yeah,
Tiffany
yeah.
Amber Thiessen turned 50 this week.
Just looks amazing.
And let me tell you guys, she looks exactly the same.
she does.
She looks exactly the same. And she did the little pose like this is 50. The 50 looks like 20. And that might be easy to do if you make money young and you
Right.
can kind of keep yourself, you know, whatever. But shout out to you, Kelly Kapowski. Does Zach Morris look the same?
Well, no. But yes, because they put a wig on him for that Saved by the Bell like thing they did on Peacock or one of those things.
He lost his hair?
A little bit, not as
Uh.
bad, but I mean, she definitely looks like, yeah, she looks amazing. Is she the oldest now that in Most Beautiful? Like, is there a woman that trumps her? How old is J-Lo?
J-Lo's older than 50,
Is
but
she?
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a hell of a competition here.
Right.
Or
I'm
we
just
can
trying
do
to
a
think.
bracket
Ooh,
if you want.
over 50
We can
bracket.
do a social media bracket.
Over 50 bracket. Got to include the dudes though too.
Yeah, it
We'll-
could just
we'll
be a
try to-
good-looking people bracket.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
can vote.
Yeah.
Beauty
We'll-
respects beauty. You know
We'll
what I
ask
mean?
Braze for the guys.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
We'll Brace do the promo about it. It'll yeah, we could do that. A social media over 50 bracket, dude. It'll be perfect. It'll be
Love
like
it.
you
Yeah,
could do like a
J-Lo's
sweet
54.
It could be just a sweet 16.
Because Jennifer Aniston, as much as like I like her, I don't think she's 54 too. She's not built like J-Lo or even Kelly. But I'd throw her in there. She'd definitely be on the bracket.
So what would it be? What would it have to be? It got to be more than 16. Maybe we're
O-
thinking
over
32 or 64.
Over 50, but also we got to give the nod to like the oldest too. Like we have to pick a new, because it was always Betty White, and now she's gone.
Bro, we're doing it. No, hold on.
That
Bro,
was Betty White.
no.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Yeah. Suzanne Summers? Like that
She's
that was
still
another one?
no,
I
bro.
think she's dead.
Did she die?
I don't know. Let me check
Oh,
that.
Please
That's horrible.
don't. Please. Nah, well, you put it out there, so
yeah,
I kind
I
of hope
think
it's true.
Suzanne Summers. I think she passed, dude. I think she's gone. Yeah, she's gone.
Oh, okay. Thank God. No, I didn't mean that. I meant like you
She
put
just
it out
died
there.
in October too.
Really?
No, you're throwing
did sound
thank gods
familiar.
out there. That's
No, only because
awful.
you put it out there.
I'm just trying to
and
think.
I'm trying to
I'm
make.
trying to think who could be. You know who else is really? But she kind of the no doubt chick, Gwen.
Gwen Stefani. Yeah, she's. I
Yeah.
don't think she's 50 yet.
54, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Don't speak. Reba
old's Shakira?
McEntire. Is it Reba? Is it Reba? I know she's not that great looking. Dolly Parton. It's Dolly Parton, right? That's the oldest.
You can throw Dolly on there.
I'd throw
Dolly's
Dolly
gotta
on
be the
there.
oldest.
Yeah, I mean, Dolly calls you to her room.
Yeah, you're not saying
That's
no.
XP
You're not saying
points.
no. How old is Shakira?
78.
Shakira 50 yet? She's Dolly Parton 78?
Yeah, God bless
half
her.
of her is fake.
Somebody protect her. Who cares? That's even better. What about Shania Twain? How old is Shania?
Dude, we don't have that much time. We're gonna be like, our following is gonna be like, you guys listen to Divide? Like, yeah, the first 20 minutes were cool, but then for the last 40 minutes, they
58.
just started
Shania-
talking about older
Shania
women.
might get that
and
nod, bro.
how good looking
Shania,
they were.
Shania's on fire right now.
Let's go, girls.
Any man of mine. Sorry,
Dude.
that's all I know.
Oh my God.
Dude, this is so much fun.
let's switch gears.
No, I don't want to.
We can, guys, look for the social media on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We'll do the bracket of good-looking
Over
people
50.
over 50.
Yeah.
We got to think of like a funny name though. It's got to be like over 50 and frisky.
50 and fine.
50. Oh, 50
There we
and
go.
fine. We can do that. I'll allow it. I'll allow
What
it.
else
All
is
right.
going on?
Taylor Swift is extremely mad, extremely angry, and I know that our following wants to know what's going on with Taylor Swift, but this is actually pretty good, you guys. And I'm surprised actually that it's taken this long, but Taylor Swift is extremely angry and threatening legal action after an AI program leaked an explicit photo of her. I guess this AI generator generated an explicit photo of her, and it started circulating around, and Taylor Swift is very mad about
As
that.
she should be. I mean, that's terrible.
So, and it is, but it's kind of, to me, like when I first read it, I was kind of like, that didn't happen yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of that deep fake stuff. Like people were putting, I think this got too specific. It had to be too close for comfort.
Right.
For it to be, like, that's weird. Like nobody, I mean, I'm not laughing. That's disgusting what happened to her. But like for a man, like you could, well,
There's no AI. No AI
right,
deep fakes
can't
that stuff.
predict.
No.
the-
Not one that's
the
close.
size
Yeah, not one
or-
that's close. It's either
right.
too big or too small.
Yeah. I'd be like, you know what? Just roll with that.
Which is funny in either direction, really. When you
Right.
think about it.
It's hilarious because it's like, but for a woman, that's horrifying.
It
And
is.
for somebody like
It
that.
is. It just again, it just surprises the crap out of me that this hasn't even happened. And the fact that you said like, all right, maybe it was a little too close for comfort, where it looks too real. It's kind of like
I remember that stuff happening before like AI was a thing. Like
people would Photoshop all the
photoshopping.
time.
Yeah, but it was also like that's not her body, you know. But dude, Carrie Underwood, is she over? She's 40. Leanne Rimes, that might be one.
No, she's not
Yeah.
over 50. There's no way.
41. Yeah, you're right. That era is gonna be that in 10 years. That list is gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on that list.
So are we making our own Hall of Fame here? Is that what it has to be?
no.
How many years out of the game and how many
We
years
gotta
old?
Figure it out. So
They're old enough to run for president.
yeah, dude,
mean, come on.
I'm on Team Taylor with this. Like that sucks. That just really sucks. You know, for that to happen. And I heard another radio outlet talking about how like, oh my God, it looks so real. Like it definitely is what she would look like. I was just like, the fact that you're saying that, like, you're just a jerk.
Is that going to be that hard? Like, it's not like she wears nothing but sweatshirts and baggy clothes. It's like she wears dresses and tight-fitting clothes. So it's like, guys, is it really that hard to imagine what it would look like? Like, for him to be like, oh, that's so close to being real. Like, yeah, I feel like any AI could get that right. You know what I mean? Like, it's, or at least get it close. Like, a lot of times they don't, you know, I don't know if she's ever worn anything that scantily clad, but you can't really leave that much to the imagination with, you know, some of the dresses and how cut they are.
Salma Hayek is over 50.
That's
that
definitely,
might
yeah,
be
she's
it.
throw her on the list for sure.
Halle Berry.
Oh, of course.
This is gonna be fun.
This is going to be great.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting, dude. It's so bad. And
I just love how we're arguing how awful this is.
we're pro women as we're talking about our dude. We're talking about how great looking they are, and
that's true.
That should be rewarded because, like, honestly, like when you look at like the Cheers people, they were our age.
They were
and
30s.
I
in their
know
30s.
they looked like they were in their 90s.
Yeah, man, that was a
Bro, that's
bad run.
bad time. So
Woody Harrelson's been bald since like the 70s. So
fair.
You can't.
That's very fair.
You can't argue that. All right, we got to take a quick break, guys. When we come back, WWE on Netflix, and then we'll talk some Major League Baseball Hall of Fame fiasco. Stay with us. We're not going to hit the over 50 list anymore, guys. We're going back to sports here. This is Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
In such a deep way.
I'm wondering how many people are going to be mad at us that we're just like, yeah, Taylor Swift, that's awful what's happening to her. Ooh, Selma Hayek's over 50. Yeah, throw her on
It's the
that
only
list.
way
That's
to
good.
make that less uncomfortable. Like it I feel so bad for Taylor. I really do. That's crazy. I would hate.
Would you feel, because I'm a pessimist, would you feel bad if it like came out that really was a picture for her and she made up the whole AI thing to try to save herself?
No, because it like also that sucks because Faith Hill's over 50. By the way, that absolutely sucks.
What did you Google?
Either way.
Did you Google just hot chicks over 50? Oh yeah, throw her on.
she's-
Absolutely.
She's top dog, bro.
Good
She is-
God.
that
Like
accent
Chihuahua,
alone,
yeah.
yo, she could look like
Bill.
she could look like freaking Beetlejuice, and with that voice, I'd still love her.
It's
Man,
fantastic.
oh, I just skipped one too. Yeah, well, it's funny because when you Google one, the rest just start popping up, like Shania Twain. It gets pretty intense. Like and again, we got to add the men into this too.
Yeah, of course.
Christina Applegate, I'm not mad at that. Aniston.
I feel bad for her, man. She was just diagnosed with like MS. It's Christina Applegate.
Catherine Zeta-Jones, yeah, shout out to her. Like, I
Yeah.
hope she's doing well. And I'd still put her on my list. because,
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's, dude, Salma Hayek, I said her. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
65, shout outs to her. Yeah, there's a few. There's a lot, actually. 50's a fun time. Sandra Bullock.
Their 50s, not our 50s.
Kathy Ireland, dude. Sports Illustrated, shout outs to Kathy Ireland. Like that. Kate Upton, I know she's not 50 yet, but Sports Illustrated is gone.
Kathy Ireland's fantastic.
Yeah, dude, those magazines were awesome.
The good old days.
Yeah. Oh,
With the
those were the
flip pages.
days. Should we go back?
Yeah, let's get back.
Cool.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
If you are driving somewhere or just don't have time to pop on YouTube Live, don't pop on during the between the second and third segment. We didn't talk about anything good. Welcome back, Divide Live, Fox Sports, The Gambler. Let's get back into sports. WWE is moving to Netflix,
Which is crazy.
so a couple things. 'Cause I'm gonna let you take the helm here because I'm not a
No.
big wrestling person, and I
Okay.
still can't figure out how something like that makes as much money because it makes billions of dollars.
Dude, people, it's
Because people just love it. But for years, Netflix had said that they don't want to get into live sports, and now coming in 2025, guys. So this is you still got to wait a year, but coming in 2025, they are coming, or at least Monday Night Raw is coming to Netflix.
coming to Netflix.
It's a $5 billion deal. Are we at that point in time where there's no more like $1 million deals? It's just we're gonna just see a B word for most like big
Yes.
TV deals. Here?
Yes, especially because it's telling because that means Netflix is going to enter the advertising market just like Amazon just did. So it means digital TV ads are going to go through the roof. It's going to be nuts, dude, which is great for consumers, great for businesses. It will make a lot of product available for advertisers to advertise and reach their key audience. So I'm a fan of that, number one. Number two, Netflix needs this, and I think they realized it because pretty much they stole Comedy Central, if you think about it, right? So
Yeah.
they went after the comedians first.
Right.
They made comedy movies that big theaters were no longer making,
Right.
and now they're just going to the USA Network. So it's like they're knocking on these old school cable channels, and they're slowly taking it. And they took over the reality world from MTV a little bit too. So I like this move. It's great for TKO. It's great for WWE. It's also great for the consumer too, because like it's definitely going to be a better product. You're going to see stuff because right now like SmackDown is on Fox, so they've been catering to that. So Netflix will be the shiny new toy, and Raw has been in my life since I was a child. It's like 8 years old watching Monday Night Raw, and it was just Shawn Michaels on it at the time.
Yeah. No. Listen. When I was younger and watched wrestling, Monday Night Raw was. I mean, it was
Welcome
on
to the war
Sundays.
zone.
Wrestling was on Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays back in the day. Or I definitely remember Sundays and Mondays. So, and then that was it. And then you would wait 6 days until Sunday rolled around again, or Saturday, whenever it premiered first. And then later they added the Thursday night SmackDown.
Yeah.
But then I kind of stopped watching. But my question is, who needs this more? Does Netflix need this? You think so?
Yes.
Because in my mind, nobody really has, or people are getting away from cable TV. And when you get away from cable TV, you don't have USA where Raw is.
No, USA could not pay what Netflix paid. USA lives and dies by Monday Night Raw. That's why they forced it to be a 3-hour show, right? So they forced it to be a 3-hour show because they needed it. Like it's the most times they could run ads. It's the most time they have viewerships.
Right.
They were figuring out other ways to do it. Peacock is owned by NBC. They have all the pay-per-views. So it's a great blend. Fox is national network TV, so I don't think they're going to go anywhere with that deal. It is up soon, but they obviously that it's a home run. It's a home run for Netflix. It's a home run for WWE. Hopefully they get that check ahead of time, because like Netflix was dying, dude. Like what's on Netflix that you're like, oh, I can't wait to watch Netflix tonight?
You can't ask me that, man. I got a
Right.
kid now. I haven't watched
Exactly.
that a lot. But
Because there's nothing to watch.
Well, but I would still rate Netflix above, your Primes, your Hulu is getting pretty big though. But I do think that Netflix is still a powerhouse, and I honestly think that if you ask 10 people, 9 of them have a Netflix subscription already. So I'm not really seeing. Do you think a lot of these WWE, these wrestling fans, don't have a net? I feel like everybody already has a Netflix subscription.
Listen,
so.
WWE made a WWE network, and then they got rid of it because they sold it to Peacock. So there's no doubt in my mind that in the digital world, WWE will live.
Oh no,
For sure.
I think there's not. I
Right.
think that, like you said, this is going to be a home run for WWE. I'm just looking at like from from
to cable.
like digital advertising is really the only game for Netflix. By
No.
doing this, you can now advertise with a live show without being this platform that's
Yep.
just live TV. You know what I mean? I think
They're
I
all-
think Netflix is still going to be Netflix. I think Raw is still going to be Raw, but now you're just going to see commercials when you watch it.
Amazon was asking at first. They were like, "Hey, we'll reduce your rate and we'll include ads. Do you like this idea?" And then eventually they were just like, "We're just going to do it. Like, screw it. We're just going to do it." And that's what they just did. So Prime now has ads. You have no choice. They lowered your rate, or they made it a specific rate, but they added ads because that's key. That's key to any, so obviously Netflix is going to do the same thing, because they will not get subscription services that would pay even a month of that Monday Night Raw deal. So they have to run ads. They have to. And that's a huge market for them to join. Before we run out of time, we have to talk about the Hall of Fame.
All right. You go ahead and take it. So 3 guys were elected for by the Baseball Writers Association on this past Tuesday, 2 of which arguably the purest hitters in their era. Excuse me.
Ever.
Do you want to go ahead and take the lead on it?
Joe Mauer,
Of course.
freaking amazing, unbelievable player, especially if you're in Minnesota. I think Kirby Puckett is the last guy that you really think when you think Minnesota Twins. So shout outs to Joe Mauer. Todd Helton, awesome. And Adrian Beltre. So 3 guys that deserve it. I want to talk about the guys that didn't make it. More importantly, I want to talk about a guy that has been compared to Don Mattingly, a guy that obviously his back didn't allow him to stick around long enough. He got 6% of the votes, and that's David Wright. And I'm not happy about it. I know I'm on strike from the Mets, but this is past Mets stuff, and I could talk about this. And I'm not mad that he only got 6% of the vote, and I'm not here to even tell you that he's a Hall of Famer. I'm here to tell you I'm okay with Jose Reyes getting no votes. I'm okay with that. I'm not mad at that. What I'm mad about is Chase Utley getting over 30% of the vote and David Wright getting about 6%. They are identical. If anything, David Wright's an actual leader. Chase Utley is a dirty freaking player. And, I'm sorry, Philly. This is absolute baloney. Like, I've never been more mad in my life just knowing that Chase Utley got 3 times the amount of votes than David Wright, Captain America himself. When he was on the USA team, the first USA team, mind you, for the World Baseball Classic, every manager there was just looking at this guy, and he's like, Joe Torre said it. He's a heck of a ball player. He is a ball player. David Wright meant so much to Queens, still does. He's such an ambassador. And it's not like, oh, good guy versus bad guy. Like, David Wright threw little Thor's lunch out because he was eating lunch during a spring training game, and he threw it out. So the guy had balls. He just wasn't a jerk like Chase Utley, and I hate to say it, and this is a shout at all these Philly fans who, when Utley was a Dodger, you turn around, you're like, oh, that's the kind of player he is. He murdered somebody at second base, and for some reason was awarded the bag, and then they scored a run because of it too. Like, no, you're out, bro. Like, there was never, nobody in their right mind thought that play should have ended the way it did. And not only was he awarded the bag, the Mets didn't even get an out for the play. And then Ruben Tejada's career was over thanks to Chase. Oh, he's a hard-nosed player. Yeah, but when you don't like the player, you call him a dirty player. But when you like the player, he's a hard-nosed player, right? So, no, like, they both deserve 30% or 6%. I'm saying they're identical, and you could look through their stats. David did more with less years. So you can't say, oh, Utley was around forever. Okay, it took him forever to get the same home runs and hits as David Wright. So it just bothers me so much. They'll both be on the ballot next year, and this is the only thing I'll champion for the next year. They should be equal in voting, and that's my talk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you went on that rant.
Thank you.
But keep in mind, I mean, it's not just Wright that got the shaft here. 28% was Utley.
Utley. Still,
It's such an antiquated
5%? 5%
way.
was Wright, or 6?
Wright was 6.2. Bartolo 1.3. I mean,
Yeah,
Pettit
so
only
he's
got
off.
13.5.
You got to get 5% to stay on the ballot after for that first year.
Yeah.
So Wright is still on the ballot, which I guess is good. But like New York writers, where are you at? Obviously Philly showed up. Are there more Philly writers on there?
A-Rod only got 34.8.
Yeah, they're never gonna put him in.
No, there's like
yeah.
Pete Rose is never in there. It's so dumb. Sheffield was close though. But
Wagner
this
was
his last
close.
year. Wagner's only got one more year after this year.
Wagner's gonna get in. If you don't
So
put
is the
Billy
thing,
Wagner in,
but at the same time, this was his 9th year on the ballot. Like, this is what I hate about this process: is why are these guys spending 10 years on the ballot? If they're not in after 6 or 7, what are you still doing? You put them on and you vote for them when there's nobody else to vote for. You're gonna feel pride in that.
You know
like,
what?
You're gonna be happy with that.
Is
he worthy of it or not? What do
No,
you gotta
what-
wait to see?
What I'm also mad about is I'm hoping the Legends thing, Hall of Fame, does
Yeah.
right by Mattingly. And I was like, oh, cool. If that happens to Mattingly, maybe it'll happen to Wright when I'm like 70.
Yeah.
So now it's probably not going to happen for Mattingly.
Baseball. Way to ruin one more thing. Anyway, guys, check us out next week. Again, stick by our socials. Look for that bracket that Mike and I are going to put out a little bit later. This was the Divide Live on
Julia
Fox Sports.
Roberts.
Okay.
That's a good one. Oh, man.
I don't know.
Girl next door. Grandma next door now.
Oh, God.
Let's
Stop.
go.
Please stop.
Let's go.
Have a good week, guys.